Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're going to break down everything you need to know about visiting Walt Disney World during Halloween. And this is such a popular topic just because people love Halloween in general, but also Disney has a tendency to start to celebrate a little bit earlier than most. Typically, they're starting to celebrate in early August, right? So there is a couple months where guests can go and enjoy the Halloween season and the parks. And that's why we decided to create this video, just to give you a general idea of, what's going on in the parks, what it's like visiting during Halloween, and of course, where you can really see the most Halloween decor. So if you are in the process of planning a Disney World trip anytime between August through the end of October, just be sure to stick around till the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, we're about to break down everything you need to know about visiting Walt Disney World for Halloween. And although it's important for me to note that there is not as much going on throughout, I would say, all four of the Disney World parks and the hotels as, let's say, during Christmas time. However, Disney really does a great job of just getting everyone in the holiday spirits, really, in the, the Halloween spirits, the fall vibes, as the kids say, right? And just getting everyone to enjoy their time, visiting the parks during this time of year, right? So we're going to start with number one, and I already touched on this, but it is, again, very, very important for guests who are planning a Disney World trip, maybe in August or September. The important thing to note is that Halloween in Disney World does start extremely early, with the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party being August 11th. So what that means is specifically at the Magic Kingdom Park, guests will start to see, pumpkin decor and Halloween decorations and stuff of that nature. They'll start to see it pop up in early August as Disney gets the parks ready for the fall. So, right, even if you're not planning to attend Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, Magic Kingdom Park will be decorated for Halloween, guaranteed 100%, by August 11th for 2023. But Disney typically, it's in that ballpark. Last year, I believe it was August 10th. A couple years ago, it was August 13th. The second weekend, I would say, of August, you will have pumpkins throughout Magic Kingdom Park. And not only that, the rest of the park will be decorated as well. So then, taking it over to the next, I would, quote unquote, tip and trick for visiting Disney World during Halloween would be, as you can imagine, Halloween is starting on August 11th. Then it's really, really important to keep in mind that it will be extremely hot, and be mindful of the weather as you're visiting Disney during this time of year. August and September are extremely hot months in the Florida sun, and if you are planning to visit Mickey's Not So Scary, Disney will allow guests to wear costumes, and that's one of the best parts of this event. But be mindful that it is going to be extremely hot, and we just want to make sure that everyone has fun. Okay, so next we're jumping into the crowds when visiting Disney World during Halloween. And of course, another very, very popular question would be, when is the best time to visit Disney World for Halloween? When is the least crowded time of year? And I would say one of the benefits of visiting for Halloween over Christmas, like I said, although not all of the parks are decorated as over the top as, let's say, Christmas time, you will have some of the best, least crowded times of year during Halloween time at Disney World. So specifically, we really loved the entire month of September, but right after Labor Day weekend is really one of the best times to visit Walt Disney World from a low crowd standpoint. And it's typically the same thing with August, but I would say it's a little bit hotter in August. Also, some of the early, of course, the first one or two Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties will typically be very, very crowded. But just in general, September, very low crowds. And also, and I do this for a living, I feel like you will find the best deals in September as well. So really, really low ticket prices, really, really low hotel prices. Take advantage of those, savings. And in my opinion, it's one of the best times of year to visit. Only caveat, the only problem that could ever arise is it is hurricane season in Florida. So sometimes you might have to, last year, some guests did have to move their trips, but everyone's different. I personally feel like the benefits outweigh the risks in that scenario. Okay, so moving on to the next thing on the list of things to keep in mind when visiting Disney World during Halloween. And we've talked about this, but it's important to note again that not all of the theme parks are really decorated over the top, right? Specifically, the one main theme park that is decorated for Halloween is going to be Disney's Magic Kingdom Park. and guests will be able to enjoy pumpkin wreaths, pumpkins all along Main Street, very, orange and fall colors throughout the park, just very, very Halloween-ish vibes, right? That is specifically the main park when visiting and when trying to really enjoy Halloween. The other area that does have some decor, not a lot, but at least some, and specifically they do have some really, really cool photo opportunities, is going to be over at Disney Springs. Now, when we jump into the other Disney World theme parks, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, for guests who are looking to take advantage of anything Halloween over at those parks, specifically Disney does a really great job of having seasonal treats and merchandise. And it's the end of July as we're recording this video, and we're already seeing on social media that there's a ton of Halloween treats and merchandise already popping up in those parks, right? So that's kind of going to be what Disney's doing over at those other Disney parks. If you really want to see the pumpkins and you want to see the decorations, you really, really need to go to Magic Kingdom. Okay, so the next thing to keep an eye out for if you are visiting Disney World during Halloween. Now, over at Epcot, it's not officially there's not official Halloween decorations up. However, it's important to note that Epcot does have the Food and Wine Festival during this time of year. So the Food and Wine Festival will begin at the end of July and run really all the way through the middle of November. So it's pretty much the entire Halloween season in Walt Disney World. Now, one of the cool things this year that Disney is doing is they do have Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit, which is a new scavenger hunt around the World Showcase, where guests can purchase a map for a fee of $8 and look for Pluto's pumpkins around for a prize. So, I guess Disney does have some pumpkin kind of stuff going on in the park, but this event specifically is starting in September, so it's not at the beginning of Halloween season. And just in general, it's not going to be as over the top as over at Magic Kingdom. And if you are in the process of planning a trip and you plan to go to Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, just be sure to keep an eye out. We are releasing a video on our best tips and tricks for this festival to make sure you get the most out of your time in the parks. So moving over to, and we're going to jump over to Hollywood Studios. Disney does a really great job of, snacks and dining at these parks, merchandise to, get everyone in the Halloween spirit. And over at Hollywood Studios, that's no different. And we do have one of our favorite character dining experiences, which does get a little bit of a twist during the holiday season, specifically in this case, Halloween. We have Minnie's Halloween Dine at Hollywood Studios, and there's Halloween Fun at Hollywood and Vine, where Minnie's seasonal dining is back for Halloween. That sounds like an oxymoron. That's the way that Disney wrote it. I don't know. Guests can get into a spooky spirit during Minnie's Halloween Dine, which is a character buffet. And the benefit of this and the ambiance, if you go and you look at photos, Mickey, Minnie, and the other Disney characters are essentially decorated in Halloween decorations and just over-the-top outfits that your kids will love. Okay, so last but not least, and we've touched on this already, but we do have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is really the main spectacle of Halloween in Walt Disney World. Now, it's important to note that this is a separate ticketed event over at the Magic Kingdom Park. However, it does include special entertainment like Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade, Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular Stage Show, trick-or-treating throughout Magic Kingdom Park. Guests can get dressed up in their favorite costumes like we mentioned, and then Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular Fireworks Show. And of course, just like it sounds, this is an extremely popular event, and there are multiple events going on throughout the night. Now, this is important to understand, and it's important to understand, visiting Disney during the holidays in general, just because this will have an impact on your trip, whether you plan to attend this party or not. And the main reason is because Magic Kingdom will close early on event night. So you do have to be mindful of that, and you'll make sure to plan around that. And of course, if you are planning to attend Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, then definitely be sure to bring a pillowcase, bring something to keep that free candy in throughout the park, and then of course make sure that you're planning your favorite costumes well in advance. And so that is it, everyone. That is the little guide to everything going on in Walt Disney World during the Halloween season. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that you are as excited as possible for your next Disney trip, specifically if you are visiting this fall or next fall, whenever that might be. And if you do need a little additional help planning that Disney World trip, just be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you again so much for checking out this video, and until next time, I will talk to you soon.